Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. It is Friday, September 23rd, 2022. Strap yourself in because we are in for one heck of a wild ride. People, this morning, let's just forget about stock futures for a moment, which are down hard across the board, pointing towards a lower open for the market. The U.S. 10-year yield is 20 basis points higher than it was at this time yesterday. 20 basis points, 3.75 now. The bigger picture is kind of ominous. I'm not going to lie about it. This sell-off in global debt is accelerating. Look, this is not good. You know this. Not only is this issue of global debt worsening right before our freaking eyeballs, we have the issue with the dollar. The relative strength of the dollar is like getting crazy here. We're firmly over 112. Okay, so you have a double whammy going on here. You got crude oil getting decimated this morning. Silver's getting hit. Gold's getting hit. Cryptocurrencies are getting hit here. This is not a pretty picture for the market. Okay, how else can I put it? Look, I'm not going to sit here and paint a pretty picture of rainbows and unicorns. The MMRI has been screaming for quite a while now that there's a problem. I expect the Mannarino Market Risk Indicator, MMRI, link in the description of the video, to spike at the open. Keep your eyes on this. I said yesterday, it's time for us to start thinking about, you either need to be in a hedged position or start hedging long positions in this market. We're getting very close to extreme risk in the market. This debt market, along with the US dollar, this is like a sign across the sky to buckle up because things are not looking very rosy here. It's not just a stock market issue or even a debt market issue. Look, this issue with regard to a meltdown in the debt market, look, we really could be here now. I would say that we're now beyond a controlled sell-off here, and this is now becoming an uncontrolled sell-off in the debt market. I have expected that central banks were going to do more. Hold on. Itchy nose. But they're clearly not doing it. They're allowing this thing to manifest itself in a pretty ugly way, and this is going to lead towards what? What is it going to lead to? A liquidity crisis, a lockup of the financial system, an economy that continues to crater faster. Don't listen to me anymore. Right out of the mouth of the Fed chair, he explained to you that this is going to happen. The economy is going to not do well moving forward. Unemployment rising. This is a global phenomenon, and central banks are doing this deliberately. So again, just be ready for it. Be ready for, look, the debt market meltdown. I'm not going to say that it's here at this point, but we are damn close to it. A 20 basis point jump in the 10-year yield in 24 hours is pretty profound. Now, I said yesterday, it was yesterday, that it's very possible that when this really gets going, we could see 20, 30, 40 basis points in one day. All right, 20 points in 24 hours, that's significant. We can't ignore that, okay? We can't ignore the MMRI that's saying, hey, look, there is a problem here. We can't ignore the tell that the dollar is giving us here. The relative strength of the dollar continuing to climb here. And I don't see an end in sight here. If this issue of global debt continues to sell off, it was kind of interesting. Honestly, it was like really a fake out. In fact, that was the title of my video yesterday. We had a 10-year yield that was stabilizing for like 3 days. It wasn't doing anything. And then all of a sudden yesterday, right at the open, pop, we just jumped higher. And that really was a little bit of a shocker, I think, at least to me. And to see what's going on here, again, it's really an eye-opening moment. So buckle up, get yourself ready. You should have, be ready for what's happening here. I've been explaining, get yourself on the right side of this, not just from a financial standpoint, but spiritually, physically, mentally, for what can potentially unfold very rapidly here. Have some cash on hand, people. I'm going to tell you right now, if you haven't done this yet, go do it. Go to your bank or wherever you keep your cash and keep some on hand here. Because if this thing accelerates, if we start seeing like 20, 30 basis point jumps in a day or two, or even in one day, 40 basis points, this is going to be it. What's going on here is we have a massive global debt sell-off in an illiquid market. You know that is leading towards a credit freeze. Everything's going to stop. Transactions will stop. No cash available from the banks. ATM cards don't work. Credit cards don't work. Nothing. Okay? So non-perishables need to be in your repertoire. You need to have some food stash. You need to have access to water. You need to have some cash around. Look, I'm outlining a worst case scenario for you because I believe it will happen. Are we here now? Look, we're getting all the signs of it. All the signs are there. What appears to me now is an uncontrolled sell-off here in the debt market. This knee-jerk higher in the dollar for now. This will reverse at one point, but for now, here's the signs we're seeing here. A global economy which continues to free fall. The UN came out with another warning. The United Nations came out with another warning saying people will be in the streets. Does this sound familiar to you? I've outlined these exact things for many years. I have said people are going to be out in the streets finally, taking to the streets, because they're not going to know what hit them. They are being propagandized. They are being lied to. They're being told everything is fantastic when everything is deteriorating at an extremely rapid pace. So look, there's no reason to panic here. You just got to make sure you're on the right side of it. Not from, again, a financial standpoint, because this goes way beyond that. People, look. What's eventually going to occur is this debt market meltdown, which is going to destroy the stock market. It's unfolding right now, and I mean destroy it. This is nothing, what we're seeing here, okay? But the real issue is a resource problem that is going to evolve from this, and people will be in the streets. They're going to be, in absolute panic mode, especially when the system locks up and they can't get basic necessities. Now, not just here in the United States. This is a global phenomenon. And people, central banks are driving this on purpose, by design, to fulfill their final solution. You know this. I've been explaining this to you for I don't know how many freaking years. It's in your face. You're watching it unfold. It's a train wreck. It's a disaster. Just like we heard from a couple of, extremely wealthy people just yesterday warning of a disaster approaching here. You and I have known about this for like a decade, that a disaster is coming. It's going to lead to a resource problem. There's a human bubble that has been inflated on the back of surging global debt, and that human bubble is going to burst. At the same time the debt bubble bursts, and an enormous amount of human life is going to be lost. This is the greatest threat to humankind right now. Forget about global warming. No one's going to tell you that surging global debt has risen in tandem, has created this artificial environment for human beings. When the debt bubble pops, human population is going to die off. That, my friends, is the biggest threat to human life. Nothing else comes close, not even nuclear war at this point. But I think you are well aware of the situation. So that's it, people. Look, it looks like a pan sell-off, meaning everything is going to sell off here. Trading doesn't start for about 36 minutes. Okay. We'll see if they step in here with some kind of, don't count on it, okay? But, the plunge protection team gets in here. Central banks are watching the market, but maybe they're ready to let it go. I didn't think that this was going to happen right now. I still remain somewhat skeptical that it will, but I have been wrong. I have been saying for a while that I believed central banks were going to get in here and start buying more debt. Maybe they are, but maybe it's just getting out of control as well. The global sell-off in debt, which is causing rates to spike, and the yield curve here in the United States continues to invert. I mean, it's completely crazy what we're seeing here, pointing towards obviously a massive economic slowdown, recession, depression, worse than that. And it's going to get way worse than that. You know that if we end up in a worst case scenario. And I honestly cannot see a way out of a worst case scenario. I've never been able to imagine a way out of this because it's being fostered by design, and you can't overpower what central banks are deliberately doing, driving the global economy into the ground, weaponizing. They are weaponizing the financial system to drive the economy into the ground and take the population with it, all in an effort to erase an entire class of people, the middle class. They're going extinct. All right, look, big video, important video. Please comment, please share this video, get it out there. And I will see all of you at the end of the day. Buckle up.